Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Space. Guys, in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action, a couple of Kaspa's chart on Twitter, and on the top of that we are going to have a look at Kaspa's chart on TradingView, and of course we are going to cover a couple of interesting charts for Bitcoin and altcoins as well. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and of course a quick disclaimer that this video is not a financial advice. Guys, let's have a look at the crypto bubbles, alright? So first of all, this doesn't necessarily look juicy, but who really cares? There is only daily time frame, and I do believe that many normies are actually looking at that daily time frame and they are being shaken out based on what they are seeing on a daily, right? But if we are going to look at the weekly, right, this is what's basically brewing, okay? Monthly and of course yearly, right? We are in the bull cycle, okay? So first of all, guys, hold your horses, okay? Because that is just a daily pullback that prints beautiful opportunities to get into some projects. Okay, now let's have a look at the liquidity. Okay, that's Binance, but obviously they have huge liquidity, and let's have a look what's going on in 24-hourly time frame, guys. So we could expect Bitcoin going towards levels of 63, a little bit of a local dip to that area, and that will be flash out of almost 30 million USD. And if we are going to grab liquidity towards the upside, we are going to flash around 31 million. So we can expect Bitcoin going potentially either towards these two zones. And guys, looking at the monthly, we do have liquidity at over $1 billion USD. Okay, so it's very likely that we are going to see upside for BTC's price and overall market. Now looking at Kaspa, guys, we are trading at 17 cents for Kaspa. The volume is sitting at 38 million USD, market cap is sitting at 4.3, and the ranking is 25. Current reward is 98 Kaspa, the next reward is 92, next reduction is scheduled 16 days, we are sitting at 84.4% mined, and the hash rate is sitting at 470 petahash per second as we speak. All-time highs are at 479 petahash per second. Guys, I believe this is very bullish, okay? Of course, that is not driving the price itself, but basically it shows how secure network is, okay? And that network is being more and more secure every single day. We are seeing new highs pretty much, guys, right? So that is a long-term hold, Kaspa, which I believe is the safest investment apart from Bitcoin, of course, these two. But now, guys, let's have a look at a couple of charts for Kaspa on Twitter, right? So shout out to Mr. Max, and this is comparison between Kaspa and Solana. Before we dive in, fractals never play out perfectly. The important part to study is the spirit of the moves. Markets are psychologically driven organisms, and history often rhymes. Kaspa is on the brink of making some serious noise. Once it begins to pressure the 10 billion MC region, it can no longer be ignored. Guys, so he's got predictions if we are going to compare this movement to Solana, of course, because Solana did similar movement, right? And it started in 2021, okay? So we had this falling wedge, okay, and now we've got bullish reaccumulation pattern for Kaspa, right? We saw all-time highs, and then we saw uptrend for Kaspa, right? Higher highs and higher lows. Now, guys, we saw this, okay, if it comes to market cap for Kaspa, and now Mr. Max is expecting Kaspa, firstly reaching that level of 2.6 Fibonacci, okay, that is going to put Kaspa at price of 35 cents. That's also a coincidence because I do have similar targets for the first pump for Kaspa, and later obviously $1, which would put Kaspa at 25 billion market cap, all right? And that is a very similar price action to what Solana saw, okay? So remember about that, guys. Shout out to Miko Geno, and he's saying that empires rise and fall. What will replace the dollar? The only cryptocurrency that allows for mass adoption and self-custody on proof of work. Mr. Miko Geno is bullish as heck, and I'm bullish as well, but guys, these are very long-term price predictions, okay? So be aware of that. And even if we won't see this, okay, still Kaspa, let's say $10, $20, $50 in the future, not necessarily this cycle, could be mind-blowing opportunity for people to actually get rich. The number of addresses holding Kaspa in literally all categories, 100 plus, 1k plus, 10k, 100k, 1 million, is making an all-time high every single day. This is basically what's going on, okay? We are going only up, okay? So based on the hash rate, okay, based on the addresses, okay, Kaspa cannot really fail.
I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Guys, he's on our side, okay, if it comes to crypto. That's obviously bullish. And now let's have a look at Kaspa's chart, guys, right? So what is going on, okay? That is a 4-hourly time frame for Kaspa. And I would like to remind to everybody that even if we are pulling back on that time frame on 4-hourly, this is still looking bullish, okay, because we are creating higher highs, okay, and higher lows, okay. So things are going towards, you know, good directions for Kaspa, okay. So of course we do have to remind, you know, that Kaspa is not a meme coin, and that is a proof of work project, okay. So just like with Bitcoin, all right, and took a while for Bitcoin to see those price levels, okay. So now guys, let's have a look at the daily time frame. So in the case if Bitcoin is going to see a pullback towards that, you know, 63 or even lower area, right, to grab that lower liquidity, we are going to dip for Kaspa, and that would also coincide with the fact that we are basically printing a bearish cross on stochastic RSI for Kaspa, right? Now weekly time frame, guys, this is what we are experiencing for Kaspa, okay. On a weekly, we could technically experience, you know, something like this, and then this, and then another pump, okay, just like we did over here, okay. So even if we are going to see this, okay, I am not going to sell, I am just going to scoop up more Kaspa, okay. That's what I'm going to do, all right. If it comes to the rainbow, we are still trading in that zone, okay. So things are doing all right. We are being supported by the lower level of that rainbow, and even if it's not juicy, we have to be patient. Now guys, let's have a look at a couple of different charts, alright? So shout out to Prof, and that is a daily chart for BTC. He's saying that good chances that BTC will not go much lower here. Either way, stay relaxed. Already shared this chart at around 56,000. Everything is going according to the plan. $70,000 as the first target is the only matter of time. Guys, so this is something that I was saying, you know, based on the liquidity, okay? We could see some, you know, downside, okay, for BTC on a daily, let's say weekly, whatever, in a couple of next days, and that would also coincide with that test after that V-shaped recovery, okay. But then we are going to experience LPS, well, another probably retest, okay, of that zone probably, and then another pump towards the upside, okay. So guys, things are looking good, okay. Not a financial advice, of course, I'm just letting you guys know what I'm thinking, all right. These are probably the last times to scoop up Bitcoin or any crypto before things are going to go into banana zone, all right. Shout out to Mr. Prof. He's saying that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. It's been a long time since he shared this chart. The beauty of it, it's still very similar to 2020. Most aren't ready for the next and final impulsive wave, but he is. Guys, let's have a look, all right. So 2020, 2021, all right. So we had the bear market, okay, the first leg up, but we got rejection from that, you know, line, okay. We got above, all right, and then we saw a pullback, that orange bubble, and after that we saw the parabolic run. So this is exactly where we are at the moment if it comes to that bubble, guys, all right. Things actually can go bananas, okay. And if you are going to look at these indicators in here, okay, things are looking very, very similar as, you know, to the previous run, okay. But remember that this is monthly chart, okay, so things are going to take a while, and this is going to be massive, I believe. Shout out to the Scalping Pro. He's saying that this is possible consolidation before another leg up. So again, guys, another person on Twitter is basically thinking the same thing, right? We could see, you know, dip towards levels below 63,800, which at the time of recording this video BTC is currently trading at, or even possibly to 61. But so what, okay? Because upside potential this cycle is much bigger, okay? So you do have to ask yourself a question: what kind of mindset you have? Do you have a mindset of paper hands and short term, or long term and escaping the matrix? And now buy Bitcoins 500 days before halving. 2, hold and do nothing. 3, sell 500 days after halving. 4, repeat. Guys, so we do have 500 days, okay, and this is, you know, the area, the target on the Scalping Pro's chart, okay. So guys, we could see, you know, these prices for BTC, right, around 140k. I'm not saying that this is impossible, this is quite reasonable, right? Now another chart, okay, so he's saying that altcoins are going to melt faces, all right. So this is altcoin charts. This is something that we can look at to determine of what possibly can happen with Kaspa. Firstly, accumulation, first leg up, chop, and then up only territory, guys. So this is accumulation in the previous cycle, okay, then the first leg up in which we saw a dump, then chop, and then up only territory, okay? And then of course accumulation zone, bear cycle, okay? This is where everybody thinks that crypto is a scam, okay? But they think that crypto is a scam because this is where they buy. So I don't blame these normies that are thinking the way, okay? Because this is where you should buy and this is where you should sell. Of course, small portions along the way. Bitcoin is inside a massive possible parabolic curve. Okay, so guys, if that would play out, we could technically see, you know, Bitcoin trading at, let's say, 160, 200,000 USD per coin, okay, and then a sell point, okay, and then probably most likely, in my personal humble opinion, alt season, okay. But first, Bitcoin will have to experience its cycle, the money will flow through there, then Ethereum, and then of course smaller caps, okay, such as Kaspa. Now, shout out to trader Taringrade, and this is a daily chart. So he's saying that Bitcoin is pushing higher. Guys, so we do have that crossover in here, okay, and BTC bounced, all right? So that is a very reliable signal, okay? Of course, it doesn't always plays out, okay? Please remember about that, okay? But this is another chart that basically is pointing out towards one direction, okay? 110,000 for BTC could be the bare minimum this cycle. So we are slowly leaving Bollinger Bands, guys, all right? And the target is in here, okay? Just like before we have escaped that target, okay, and in the previous cycle as well, okay. So guys, we are still inside of that. We are going to leave these Bollinger Bands and the party is going to start then. Shout out to trader Taringrade, and this is a monthly chart. Bitcoin's secret decoded. According to the time cycle analysis with 10 EMA on monthly chart, the pattern of BTC is as follows. Red, 30 months losing the EMA, 6 months to reclaim the EMA, 25 months riding on the EMA. Guys, so we could see 25 bars on a monthly riding on that EMA. And of course, we are riding on that EMA already, okay? So the chart shows the end of this cycle in June 2025. If you understand the characteristics of crypto market, you can definitely grow your wealth readily. Guys, this is very interesting, okay? So let's have a look at the previous cycles, all right? So previous cycle, all right? We had the losing EMA, okay? Then we had the reclaim, okay? With, of course, local dips and shakeouts of normies. Hashtag paper hands, and after that we saw a huge spike towards the upside, okay, just like in this cycle, all right, we were losing this EMA, and after that Bitcoin started trading above. This cycle is going to print many millionaires, I believe. Ladies and gents, that's it what I've got for you today. I hope that you have guys enjoyed, and I wish you have a great day. Peace and love, crypto.